the increasing approach of politicization, ethnicization, and criminalization of border-related disputes. That is where we have an issue. The politicization, ethnicization, and criminalization of border disputes, where influencers, whether political influencers or other influencers, want to take advantage of the differing opinion on where beacons and borderlines lay among neighbors to bring in crime, to bring in politics, and to divide the people of Kenya. We have made it clear in the national security sector that we are not going to allow criminals and characters who want to bring violence, crime, negative ethnicity, and destructive politics in a very honest discussion among neighbors as to where borderlines lie. And one may ask, Mr. Speaker, then if politics, ethnicity, and the rest are removed from borders, then why should we have borders? Borders are still relevant for commercial reasons. For example, the majority leader, who is the senator for Kericho, and the senator for Kisumu, that discussion they're having around Sondu as some revenue, commercial-related matters. The same with the distinguished senator for Makueni and their neighbors in Taita Taveta. So we have no problem neighbors canvassing boundary disputes so that they can deal with commercial and other issues that are innocent. What we will not allow: violence, incitement, negative and destructive ethnicity. And therefore, going forward, we have said all these, because I was asked what plans we have, all these 27 almost counties where there is that discussion among neighboring communities, we are going to facilitate, as security managers, facilitate communities to discuss and resolve that issue. Minus crime. And the first thing we are demanding is that there should be no crime, incitement, or ethnic, the perpetuation of ethnic anger as a way of canvassing border disputes. As soon as any counties that are affected remove crime and negative politics and ethnic profiling and incitement from the discussions, we'll move in, and I'm sure we will find a lasting solution so that the commercial and other issues that are relevant continue unhindered, including what the Senator for Kericho has said. A market like that should be used to help generate the wealth of the people of Kenya, whether they're in the Kericho side or in the Kisumu side. They are the people of the Republic of Kenya. It should go on record that we are doing a lot, and we are deporting all characters who are misusing our hospitality, and we are not even thinking twice about it. And I want to particularly thank Senator Oroba, and I think the PS for gender, and all the women leaders here who helped us just this week to deport a character who had attacked a disabled woman who was in a relationship with them. So I thought that should go on record. It's in the interest of the country. And I applaud you, Senator Oroba, and all the other leaders. We have to look at the curriculum that we teach our recruits. The issue of disaster management, disaster response should be as a very important component of the curriculum of every law enforcement and security official. That said, before this House soon, the government will be presenting the National Disaster Risk Mitigation Bill, which addresses some of these things in terms of making sure that disaster response management, search and rescue, coordination, and it is much more efficient. That bill is a very crucial bill. It will reduce the kind of incidents we are having when we have serious disasters like what we are having in the country. But in terms of our own officers, it's going to be an important part of the initial entry-level training curriculum, but also in terms of continuous on-the-job training for our officers. And also on that point, Right Honorable Speaker, the Coast Guard, we are modernizing and increasing the Coast Guard, because the Coast Guard is not just for protecting the territorial waters of Kenya, but also any inland activities where search and rescue in water-related situations is happening. The Coast Guard will be empowered to support those kind of rescues. The issue of youths who are organized to commit crime, either by themselves or by other people, is of concern to us, because if we don't tame that tide, many countries who have gone that route have found it impossible to reverse it. And even among political leaders, please, those of us who are festering groups of people who are using violence to perpetuate whatever outcomes, you are endangering our national security. Stop it. It will be very brutal. And I want to say this, you've seen last week, Mr. Speaker, with your permission, you've seen last week what happened in Kisii. And this goes across the board. Politicians from the Kenya Kwanza group, politicians from Azimio group, and it's localized there. And each people, you know, with young people there, terrorizing others, disrupting meetings, groupings like those, over a long time, if they fester for a long time, because we have many of those in Busia, in many, many places I don't have time to enumerate. They mutate, then they assume a life of their own. They even overturn their sponsors and become their own institutional arrangements. And that's how countries like Haiti found itself at certain parts of that country under the control of criminals. So we will be very harsh. And here again, there will be nothing political about it. If you are a political leader and you're on the government side and you have a gang of criminals terrorizing your opponents, we will come for you as we come for those boys. If you are on the opposition also, and you have a group of youngsters whom you have given money and drugs and alcohol to terrorize your opponents, even within the opposition, we'll also come for you, and you will not tell us, you will not invoke the usual sentiments that we are being fought because we are in the opposition. So I thought that is a good space as I answer my brother and elder, Senator Oburu, that we are worried about the increase of small pockets of organized groups of criminals inflicting violence on people, but also advancing other objectives, including political objectives. I submit.
Thank you, CS. Honorable Senator.
I am very grateful to the political leaders of Lamu County and the current normalcy that we continue to engage, although we are still on high alert. Much of it has been contributed by the maturity, sobriety, and the leadership of Lamu County. We're very grateful. Many of our problems, national security problems, are caused by us. We sometimes take advantage of insecurity. We rope in politics, we rope in religion, we rope in other things, and we complicate a problem which would have been resolved easily. So I'm very grateful for Lamu and many other counties which had issues, and now we are managing them together with their leaders. Honorable Speaker, the government will provide money during the financial year 2023-2024 to start the construction of the offices for the Deputy County Commissioner for Lamu West at Mpeketoni. Honorable Speaker, with regard to staffing of police stations, police posts, and patrol bases within Lamu, I have already asked the Inspector General of the National Police Service to gazette, because for police stations is the IGU gazettes, those facilities after he sends the team to inspect them, so that to make sure they have the basic amenities like the armory and other critical facilities like a cell for men, a cell for women, a cell for children, which now is standard in all our police facilities. As soon as the IG is satisfied with the structural integrity of that space, he will gazette and we will deploy. And we have enough officers in this country, 106,000 police officers for a population of slightly above 50 million. We have enough officers to post to Lamu and to all the other parts of the country that are needed.